to talk, have the Williams Company hear a little bit from Southern Oregonians about the Pacific Connector Pipeline. Can we come in for a minute?
Not right now. There's a lot of you. There is one of me, so I'm asking you all to respect that, please. And I'm just not authorized to speak on behalf of Williams. I would like someone official to give. I would like to take some contact information.
Okay.
From one of you if possible. We'd be more than happy to.
Okay. Well, I'd be happy to give you my contact information or some other folks as well. What's that?
Oh, it's your call.
We have a pipeline right of way. We are coming in to give you a notice of eminent domain.
No.
You can send me a letter. I'd like to tell someone.
I don't have to. I'm the only one here, and I'm asking for the order to vacate. We're going to. I'm very uncomfortable right now, and I would really appreciate. I'm happy to take contact information and we'll respond.
Sure.
Can you write something down? Because you're not going to walk away from this right now.
Oh, okay. Well, I can guarantee you we will not come in if you just want to go get some paper and pencil and write down on the
So now we're going to do 60 feet that way, but I think we might have to go a little bit further up this
Should we
way.
remeasure this line then?
Well, I guess if we're going to move it, yeah, we might have to remeasure the line.
I need someone to help me down there.
possessions. We don't so often think sometimes about the loss of wildlife that also occurs when these tragedies and catastrophes happen. In the name of all the wildlife you threaten, I ask you to stop this nonsense. You know, you want to come to my property, you want to come to some of the most beautiful trees on our land. You know, this is a very special, special place to us. It's a place where we have even spread the ashes of our deceased sisters, and they want to come make a 90-foot wide clear cut. It's not that wide. Make a 90-foot wide clear cut to this very spiritual place, and you offer us money. I mean, can it really be money to cut down these very special trees? And not only that, but only 6 miles from our property last summer was the Stouts Creek fire. You talked about that wildland fire, you know, and right there, 6 miles from our property is where they planned an above ground part of the pipeline where they put what's called a block valve, and the pipeline comes above the ground, and that fire went right up to where that was proposed at. Now, if that pipeline had already been in the ground just 6 miles from us, what will that do to our community, our watershed, our properties? After this pipeline was denied, Williams called us up and said, we want to make you a better offer. In 2013, they said that they wanted to take 8 acres of our property and give us $2,200. Oh, but they got a better offer for us now. I said, but I thought it was denied. Oh, just a technicality. I said, well, you know, I really need to know how you're going to protect us from wildland fires with those above ground block valves. And they promised to get back to me on that. So I thought I'd ask them here, but they won't let me in. But the pipeline company had to tell FERC what their purpose was. And you know what they told FERC their purpose for this pipeline, this project was? They told FERC that they had saturated the domestic market with a surplus of natural gas. And it was causing them to slow down with new fracking fields, right? And so they had to export. And if they couldn't export, they would have to stop fracking. And that is what they claim the purpose of this project is to increase fracking. And of course we know at Coos Bay that terminal will emit 2.1 million tons of CO2e per year. And do you know last week they did this big earthquake drill? They did a big earthquake drill over on the coast. Oh, if they got an earthquake, they got it all figured out. But it's funny, they completely left out what they're going to do with the LNG terminal in an earthquake, built right behind a sign that says tsunami evacuation zone. And they're building it right there. And they left it out of the drill.
Hey, I'm really afraid that this pipeline and burning fossil fuels threatens my life and my family's life and my community's life. I don't want to see this built. The long-term effects far outweigh the gains, especially if you look at the taxpayers in the long term and what we're going to have to pay for this. So I know jobs are important and I want to see jobs, but let's get good jobs for the future. Thank you.
Just too damn bad we couldn't tell them what we really think today at the state land board. But I'm proud of every person here. It's a rainy day and we all have better things we'd rather do. But in the long run, this is a fine, fine thing. Thank you.
Is a very explosive substance when it hits the water. So any leaks of LNG into the water will be explosive. And the other problem is that this power plant, which will only power the LNG process, it will be the largest polluter in the state and the largest carbon source in the state. And it serves no purpose whatsoever for the people of Oregon. Thank you.
No LNG! No LNG! No LNG! No LNG! No LNG!
We don't want no pipelines here.
We don't want no pipeline here.
Sing it loud, sing it clear.
Sing it loud, sing it clear.
Hey William, we all agree. We don't want your LNG. Hey William, we all agree. pipeline gets up and says, well, it might be okay to have the jobs. There are no jobs. The jobs are negative. I've been fighting this thing for 12 years. I'm an accountant. I did the math. There are negative jobs on this pipeline. 10 years ago, 12 years ago, they told us that they were not hiring Oregonians to build this pipeline because Oregonians don't know how to build pipelines. They're bringing people in from Oklahoma. And also, then they said that there were going to be like only 6 jobs on the pipeline. After it's built, they couldn't guarantee us that it was Oregonians. Then there were going to be 60 jobs. That's what they put in their first EIS. That was totally illegal. That there were going to be 60 jobs there. They couldn't guarantee they were Oregonians. Okay, we really get into the negative now. This is going to ruin the fishing industry in Coos Bay because the ships are going to be out there and the fishermen can't go out while the security's out there. The security is always out there. It's literally going to ruin it. It's going to ruin the oyster industry. My next door neighbors own the oyster industry out there. They want to put this pipeline right through the oyster beds. Well, that's going to heat the water, and so anyhow, they figure that their 9,000 acres or whatever they got oysters on is gone, and all their employees. It's also really going to do havoc to our fresh water fishing industry and our tourist industry, recreation. There are minus jobs that have to do with this pipeline, so I ask you to please don't talk about jobs when, because I personally got them to stop talking about jobs when they were going to get in for it. Now they're going to export. It's not going to be any different.
So if our politicians will not stand up to these individuals for whom the entire planet is a sacrifice zone, then we people, we citizens, and we people who care about the other living things on this planet have to stand up for our communities, for ourselves, and for the planet. And that's why we're willing to be here. That's why we're willing to confront this company. That's why we're willing to take direct action to stop them if our politicians will not stand with us. So in Southern Oregon, we fight this LNG pipeline, but I know that we're part of a larger struggle. And we're part of a larger struggle that says that fossil fuels should not be transported across our homes and across our region to be shipped to foreign markets to be burned to destroy the planet. Coal, oil, gas, none shall pass. Coal, oil, gas, none shall pass. Coal, oil, gas, none shall pass. All right. Rocket to the left, rocket to the right. We won't ever stop this fight. Rocket up, rocket down. Get the frack out of town. Rocket to the left, rocket to the right. We won't ever stop this fight. Rocket up, rocket down. Get the frack out of town. I want to thank everybody for coming today. You're delivering a very strong message. We have a letter right here asking.
Follow the leader, you guys. Keep it straight. We got a boss upstairs. Dang it. We were so close. We almost got it on. I don't know. The people gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying, stop this fight underground. The people gonna rise like the water. All right.
The people gonna rise like the water. We're gonna calm this crisis down. I hear the voice of my great-granddaughter saying, stop this pipeline now.